Okay, we're looking at prep test 86. Section 1, questions 1 through 6. And let's see what we have here. Organized, not solved. Okay. So I've got 6 speakers, JKL. MNO. And they're going to lecture in an upcoming 2-day conference, Thursdays and Fridays at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock. So I can start to draw that in. There's the Thursday at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock. There's the Friday, 1, 2, and 3 o'clock. All right. So we'll put Thursday up here. All right. Each speaker will lecture exactly once, and one speaker will lecture at a time. So it's very straightforward. And then I have the schedule subject to the following constraints. Okay, so my constraints, which I'll put at the bottom here. First constraint is that J is first. J is going to go at 1 o'clock, not J's first. So J is at 1 p.m. So you would immediately know you could bifurcate on that if you wanted to. Next constraint, M and N are on the same day. So M and N are together. All right. Third constraint, L and O are not together. So L is not with O. All right. And if Lewis is on Friday, Lewis lectures at 1. So if L is on Friday, then L is going to go at 1. All right. And they told me nothing about the K. And again, this is where you give a thought. So here's the deal. What they want you to see is that this combination cannot happen. Because if you put J, M, and N together, you force L and O together. So that's really what you want to see. You want to see, okay, wherever I put J, M and N are going on the other side. Now, you really want to see that. If you don't see that, you're going to have to do a lot more drawing. So, I mean, if you didn't see this, right, that these two guys together force L and O together, you could use 4 hypotheticals where you would have J at 1 o'clock on Thursday with M and N, J at 1 o'clock on Thursday without M and N. That would be the second hypothetical. Then you could have J at 1 o'clock on Friday with M and N, and J at 1 o'clock on Friday without M and N. Those 4 hypotheticals, if you draw that out, will make it very visual. That then you're saying, oh crap, that's forcing L and O together, and I can't do it. But much better to look at this and say, no, all I have to do here is create 2 hypotheticals. So I'm bifurcating, and I'm bifurcating on the J, who is at 1 o'clock. Cross out my J. And now I understand that the M and the N are forced over to the other day. Now, I don't know the times they're in, but I know both of those guys are over there, and same here. Now that leads to another deduction, right? Which is, with the M and the N, there's only one spot available. So it has to be with the O or the L, right? And now the M and the N are complete. Now I go to the J, and the J is going to get either the O or the L. And again, this is not reflective of time that they go, right? Just on the day they are, other than J. And the O and the L are going to have to be joined by the K. And really, that's it. Let me see if there's any other deduction here, and there is one that jumps out at me, which is, remember on the L, that's the L's on Friday, L's got to be at 1 o'clock, right? So we have in this bottom hypothetical, we have L available on Friday where J is 1 o'clock, and that cannot be. So in this bottom hypothetical, you just stay with it. And it's a test that's going to reward deliberation under pressure. So this bottom hypothetical, this can't be JL because 1 o'clock's not available. So this is JO. And similarly, then on the other side, this has to be an L over here with the M and the N. All right, and now I'm ready. Okay. And this should be relatively straightforward. I mean, the constraints are straightforward. The organization is straightforward. This hypothetical is about, did you see that by joining the first two constraints, you violate the third constraint? If you did, you're going to be in business. All right. So now I would turn to, let me do the orientation question. And the orientation question here is going to be question number 1. Jacobs has got to be at 1. So I'm just letting my eye run down and being patient. And E is out. M and N are on the same day. Okay, again, just be patient. So A's okay, B's okay, C's not okay, so C's out. But take a look at D anyway. Okay, so now we got C and E out. L and O are not on the same day. Okay, so I look up at A, and that's right, they're not. B, yeah, they're not. Now I skip down to D, and they're on the same day. So now I'm down to A and B. Only one constraint left, and that is if L's on Friday, L's at 1, and A violates that. So the answer to question number 1 is B. All right, now let's see if this law that we have helps solve. So again, just this is your law. This is what you create. This is in pen. Now, as you put information in, insofar that you get information in each question, as you put it in, then you erase it when you're done. And you would do that, I imagine, with pencil. So question number 2 says, well, what if M is at 1 o'clock? Okay, well, if M is at 1 o'clock, and you could see that in both hypotheticals, right? So if I put M in here, well, what's the implication? Well, the implication of that is that L can't be here, right? So let me erase that because the L's got to go, because if this is going to have to be an O. Oh, whoops, come back, little L. Back. Oh, not in red. All right, so you see how the if M is in 1, then L is over here, and O is here, and that's all I'm trying to do. They didn't really tell me much about the times. Here, I have so you're going to say M is in 1, M's in 1, all right? And I'm ready. Okay. So now I'm looking for which I find could be true, except. So condition yourself when this wording, when this phraseology comes to you, condition yourself to say that must it be false that, because that'll be the answer. So like A, must it be false that Jay lectures on Thursday? And the answer is no in the top hypothetical. He does. B, must it be false that Kennedy lectures on Friday? No, on the bottom hypothetical, Kennedy's on Friday. Must it be false, C, that Lewis is on Friday? And the answer is yes, that must be false. And that's where you stop, pick C, and get your ass out of there. All right, we'll continue because, well, that's what we do. D, must it be false that Martin is on Thursday? I'm sorry, must it be false that Martin is No, the answer is doesn't have to be false. Martin could be Thursday. Must it be false that N is Friday? And the answer is no. In the top hypothetical, that does not have to be false. So the answer to question number 2 is C, that it must be false that Lewis is on Friday. All right, and then you erase this would be your pencil, and that goes away. And again, you can handle that could be true except some other way. If you want to, if it's more straightforward to say to you, yes, it could be true, and then recall that that's not going to be the answer, that's perfectly fine. Whatever works for you. All right, let's see what we have here. Looks like my K appears. Oh, just bear with me. Looks like a K up there, got it. It's a K. Okay. Question number 3. Question number 3. Which one of the following is a pair of speakers who cannot lecture on the same day? Okay. How about A? Can J and N lecture on the same day? Well, here's J and there's no N. And here's J and there's no N. So A's your answer. So again, you gotta go with it. You gotta pick A and get out of there. I mean, we'll look at the other ones, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Can J and O can they get together? And the answer is they can. So that's not the answer because you're looking for who cannot. K and L, yes, they can get together. So that's not the answer. L and M. Can L and M get together? Sure, they can. So that's not the answer. N and O. Can N and O get together? And the answer is sure they can up here in the top. So the answer to question number 3 is A for Augustus. With respect to question number 4, we are presented, what is the issue in question number 4? If Kennedy is at 3, so for Kennedy to be at 3, we have a couple of hypotheticals, right? So if you want to go to red here, you'd have Kennedy at 3 here, right? You'd KOJ, you'd have Kennedy at 3 here. Okay. And they want to know what must be true. Okay, well. And I'm sorry, they want Kennedy at 3 o'clock on Friday, so we don't need this top one. If Kennedy's at 3 o'clock on Friday, what must be true? But the answer is probably going to be that O is at 2 o'clock on Friday because that, they could say J's at 1 o'clock on Friday. The information on Thursday could be true. So let's see what they do. I mean, if you just looked at it, you would see E's the answer, that O's at 2. But if you go through it, you want to see what they've done. Must it be true that J is at 1 on Thursday? No, J is 1 on Friday. Must it be true that L is at 1 on Friday? No, L's over on Thursday. Must it be true that M is 1 on Thursday? No, that could be true. Doesn't have to be true. Must it be true that N is 2 on Thursday? No, that could be true. Not have to be true. And E, must it be true that O is at 2 on Friday? So if you're aggressive, you're just going to look at this. And I would first look to say, did they put O on Friday rather than go A, B, C, D, and E? So the answer to question number 4 is E for Euphrates. All right, question number 5. And notice how the law is answering every question. Okay, which one of the following speakers cannot lecture at 1 o'clock? Well, you can just look and try to pick it up. That's up to you. I mean, as I look at my law, I say, well, who can't be at 1? Well, you see like M, N, and L, they can all be there. The problem is K, because K can't be here. All right. K can't be here. So, but if you want to look in order, that's fine. And sure enough, here's A, who cannot be at 1? And the answer is K, because in each of the 2 hypotheticals, K is with J. In each of the 2 hypotheticals, J is 1. So, to look at L, M, N, and O, I mean, knock yourself out, but why? So, any one of them could be first. So the answer to question number 5 is A for Augustus. And let me just, I didn't click show answer, God forbid. There you go. And question number 6 here. Now, here they do throw you a curveball. Say, well, which of the following is substituted for the condition that L and O do not lecture on the same day would have the same effect? Okay, so what they want to do is they want to say, well, we never told you this. We never told you that L and O are going to be on the same day. And what would have the same effect? And so, what do I know? If you stop for a second and you say, well, what do I know? Well, I know M and M are on the same day, right? So M and M are on the same day. Now, they want me to keep L and O on different days. And the 2 letters remaining, right, are K and J. So again, wouldn't you, if you put K and J on the same day, doesn't that mean L and O have to go on opposite days? So that's what they want you to do. And the answer actually is A here. But this would take so much time. If they make the answer choice E, or if you fight your own instincts, and you look at A and you say, yeah, that's the answer, and you keep going down, well, you're losing. It's a psychometric test. So you're not going to get rewarded for that. It's not college. So the answer here to question number 6 is A for Augustus. And that's how you would handle Prep Test 86, questions 1 through 6 in section 1.